Over the last 10 years, I've built 4 multiple six-figure service businesses, a consultancy, 2 agencies, and now my current coaching business. Over that time, I put together the process for doing it because the first time I kind of lucked into it. The second time I had coaches helping me through it. The third time I repeated what I had done with the second one and it worked. And then the fourth time, I'm just cranking. Today I want to show you the 12 steps that I take my own clients through. We identify which ones they don't have yet, and then those are the ones that we solve because that's what unlocks it. The right activity at the wrong time is the wrong activity. It's not just about putting more leads in the top, because if you have a leaky bucket and you're pouring water in it, the water's not going to stay in the bucket. It's going to churn out the other end, and then you're going to have to spend a lot more on marketing. It's going to take a lot more time just to stay flat and maybe grow a little bit. So if we fix the foundation like a house, then we can build up. If we don't have a foundation and then we build, everything's going to crumble down. So the first one is gather data. I am always amazed at how many agencies in the 20 to 30K range have no data on their business. Of course, they don't have enough clients to where they're not able to keep track of them, but they don't have any data around leads, around sales, around how much time they're spending on marketing, around how many proposals they're sending, around how many clients they're closing, around how much new revenue they're bringing in, how much revenue is churning out each month. They don't have any of that. So the first thing I do before I even start working with someone is I get them to gather the data. I literally give them homework in between our initial intro call and our second strategy call so that we can dive in. And every single time when I ask them, hey, how did this go for you? What did you feel when this came up? They always have something interesting that they take away. So I highly recommend that you get your data in place. Number 2, we fix cash flow. So many agencies, their billing is all over the place, right? Some clients are billed on the 7th and some are billed on the 28th and some are billed on the 20th. Some of them are net 30 and some are net 14 and some are paid in advance. So we try to fix that so that they're getting paid more consistently. We're at least eliminating some time spent invoicing and invoicing mistakes so that then they're getting cash when they need it. And with that, they're better able to run their business. This right here alleviates a lot of stress for them and they feel super good about investing in coaching. The third one is identify their ICP. ICP is ideal customer profile. Most agencies, when they're starting off, they just take whoever will pay them money. They work with e-commerce and SaaS and all sorts of different types of businesses. We actually identify who is the best client. Who do they like the most? Who do they get the best results for? What do those projects look like? And that is what we focus everything on. Once you identify your ideal customer profile, everything gets easier. Number 4, we fix their offer. Most agencies, their offer is kind of all over the place and they are looking into other types of services as well because the client's asking them for it. And I get it. I've been here. I've made the mistakes as well. But we fix their offer because when you have a good offer, people buy instead of you having to sell. In my first agency, Credo, which was a lead generation agency, we were sold out for years. I didn't even realize what was going on, but we had an offer that was so strong that got people insane results. The cost made sense and we reduced risk and time delay basically down to 0. I literally didn't have more to sell people for years on end. So that's what I want to happen to you. Number 5, we fix their packaging. Through identifying who the ideal customer is and the kinds of projects where people see the best results, then we're able to package it in ways that make sense for people. So we actually usually end up building out 2 packages, one smaller, one's a little bit bigger, and then a third one, which is just multiples of the second one, right? Just a lot more volume and maybe 1 or 2 additional things. But that's the initial packaging that we go out with. Once we fix their packaging, it makes selling a whole lot easier and you're able to put your prices higher. So number 6 is we fix pricing. When you have your ideal customer profile and you know the kinds of projects that you do best and you work with enough of them that you see the value that you bring, you can start to price to the value. Most agencies, when they start, it's kind of hours and cost plus. So they calculate how much do they want to make, then they put a multiple on that to try to make some profit. It's fine to start, but you end up usually in a low margin business in that case, and it's really hard to grow that. You don't have a lot of profit, don't have a lot of cash flow. What we do is we actually start to price to the value. If you know that you can make someone on average another $1 million in the next year, and they should spend about 10% of that on marketing, then you can start to price it out a lot better and actually charge for the value that you bring, not just the time that you spend on it, because value scales, time doesn't. Number 7 is contracts. Too many agencies don't have contracts in place, or they're just signing whatever comes in from their clients, which once again, totally fine at the start. But as you formalize things and as you start to grow, you're gonna need contracts in place that protect you as well. This is the perfect time to do it because we've just reworked our offer and we've reworked our pricing. And then you go and have those conversations with your existing clients. And oh, by the way, I'm just trying to formalize everything. And so I'm getting contracts in place. I also have some other rules around contracts, such as I don't look at other people's contracts unless they're paying over a certain amount. But if you're selling high ticket, which I definitely recommend that you do, some clients are going to want to do that, especially if they're bigger ones. Just make sure that you have a good lawyer in place. And also for any contracts that you're sending, make sure a lawyer's reviewed it ahead of time. Number 8, we fix sales. All of this is predicated on the fact that you already have some leads coming in. So now you've refocused on the ICP, you've got different packaging, you've got different pricing, your sales process is a little bit different because you now have contracts. Now we have to fix your sales process. Initially, I walk my clients through my DISC sales process. That right there will fix a lot of their issues, but then there's a lot of other objection overcoming and different processes that you need to take. And then there's always the edge cases, which I'm always available for, async, via Voxer, email, Slack, what have you. Once we fix the sales process, then we're ready to move on to the next steps. You thought I was going to say leads and marketing, didn't you? Actually, what we want to do is we want to delegate admin, because the admin tasks are taking up a lot of your time. You're doing the invoicing, you're doing all your calendar management, you're doing a lot of things that honestly you can pay someone a lot less to do for you so you can focus on the higher value work. We can usually find 10 to 15 hours a week. That's a lot of time back that now we can take and apply to the next step, which is the one you all came for. The next step, we start on marketing. So we pick a marketing channel, not a ton of marketing channels, marketing channel that you're going to invest in to get the majority of your leads from. You're going to get some from other places, from referrals and other channels and platforms and that sort of stuff, especially if you're cross-posting content. But this is the one that we're really going to get to know, and we're going to maximize all the different types of content that can be out there, or the different ad campaigns, the different creative types, what have you. I don't really care which one it is. We just pick one and go ham. Speaking of ham, number 11 is we increase marketing volume. When you're just getting started, you need to do a lot to really get those balls rolling. Once the balls are rolling, then most people let up, but actually, we need to go harder. We actually double down on volume. And then once we stop getting more results and everything's kind of gone flat, then we go back and we get better at doing it. Then we do more of it, and then we do better. And then once we can't do more and we can't do better, then we can move on to another channel. And the last one is hire help. So we don't hire help before we need it, but once we've fixed the ICP, we fix the packaging, we fix the pricing, we've got contracts in place, we fixed the sales process, we have admin help, and then we've gone and started marketing, then we're going to need help because we're going to run into capacity issues. So that's what we solve here. Usually we start with fractional help, then we might move to part-time help, and then eventually we might move to full-time help with the help of contractors as well. But that's the 12th step and the last step. Don't go hire this too early. So those are the 12 steps to doubling your agency. Usually we can do it from 15, 20K to 30, 40, 50K in about 12 months. There are a lot of people that have goals for $1 million, $1.5 million, something like that, but agencies grow like this. So we're not going to find that exponential growth in an agency, but these are the steps that we have to do in order to get your agency to grow. I'm John Doherty. I'm the business coach that digital agencies call on when they're stuck or they're just not growing as fast as they want to. So if you're a digital agency owner, give this channel a subscribe and reach out to me on Instagram or go to johnfdoherty.com/coaching. Read a little bit more about what I do. And if you're interested, then schedule a strategy session with me. We'll get to know each other a little bit and see if I'm able to help.